Hey guys, movie buff. We're going to be talking about Stuber. This is the new one with Dave Bautista. It's got Camille Nanjiani in it, and they have to team up. It's almost like a weird buddy cop movie. Basically, it kind of sets the stage on why Bautista is in the position he's in, having to have a ride. I won't really spoil that, but it's just he can't drive. He's having trouble seeing. He just had a procedure that he had LASIK eye surgery, and he can't drive. He tries to drive. He tries. He's been waiting to take this bad guy down. It's like drug lord, just bad guy. Heroin, distributes to kids, women, kills a bunch of people. Just a bad dude. And he's been trying to take this guy down for like 2 years. And something happens, and it really affects him. It makes him like a dog with the bone. It even says that in the movie. He just is obsessed with taking this guy down for that reason, and because he's just been working on it for so long. Anyway, so he gets this tip, and he's been, off the case. The feds got it. It's been too long. You couldn't solve it. This happened. And, so he's kind of off the case. He's got this LASIK eye surgery. You can kind of tell he's in this depression mode. He's kind of drinking himself to sleep and all this kind of stuff. And he gets this hot tip for where this guy is located or whatever. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna go get this guy. So even though he's got this little card that the doctor gave him, like when you can read this bottom line, it's like one of those little eye doctor cards, got the big letters, and it goes smaller. When you can read this last line, you're good. You're good to drive. You're good to see. You're healed. So he's got this little card in the whole movie. He's trying to see where he's at and everything. In the first part of the movie, it's like you don't even see nothing and stuff. He's like trying to drive, and he's like running over shit, and it's like kind of inserts the comedy really early on. Like, okay, this is gonna be kind of slapstick or whatever. Well, he crashes his car. He doesn't have a way, he's got to get to this area to where he can talk to this guy so he can get this information to bust this guy. And so, his daughter is like having this art show or whatever, and she's like, I want you to come. He's like, of course I'm going to be there. You can kind of tell he's not really been the best dad. He's not really been involved with what she's doing, and he doesn't really know anything about her life. So she downloads the Uber app. I'm not going to give you no reason so you can't come or whatever. Here's your Uber app. So he figures out Uber, and he calls Uber to basically take him to this guy. And that's when Camille Nanjiani shows up, and he's like, his name is Stu, but they call him Stuber because he is driving an Uber. He has this terrible job that he hates, and he's kind of like harassed by his manager and stuff. So and he's not got a super great life. He's in love with this girl that is in love with another guy, and he's basically like financing her dream, which is like this spin class, gym, and he's gonna finance it because he's like doing everything he can to impress her and hoping this will trigger, she's gonna fall in love with me or whatever. So he's doing these Uber so he can kind of afford this on the side. And so he picks Dave Bautista's character up, and he's like, you can already tell he's very gritty, just drive, Compton. And he's like, that's not the way Uber works. You can't just shout out, neighborhoods and stuff. And he obviously has no idea how Uber works. He's signed up for the Uber pool option, and these girls get in, and he's like, no, this is official police business. So you can kind of tell he's very rough around the edges. And Stuber, he's very dry humor, that kind of thing. So that you have to like him and his comedy to enjoy this movie. I'm not a huge fan of dry humor and sarcasm and stuff like that. So I didn't think it was drop dead funny. There are some funny parts in there. There are some parts in there where I kind of snickered a little bit. Dave Bautista's got some pretty good parts. The funniest part of the movie is actually in the trailer where he's he realizes he has no bullets. Stuber realizes he has no bullets, and he's trying to shoot the guy that's on top of Dave Bautista's character, and he just throws it, and the guy catches it and punches Dave Bautista out with the gun, and then throws it and knocks him out, and he falls and stuff. That's actually the funniest part of the movie. It's in the trailer, so that was kind of disappointing. That you could tell they were like really trying. They had a lot of like out of the box things that had happened, and they go on this kind of like journey. They go to this, you know, they end up in this male strip club, and then he's getting advice from this male stripper, and that was, you know, there was, like I said, there were entertaining parts, but overall it just wasn't that great. They were trying a little too hard. Dave Bautista's a really good actor. I really love him as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's played some other things. I mean, he was in, you know, Ryan Reynolds' Ryan Gosling, when he was, you know, like the replicant or whatever, in the remake. So, you know, he's good at what he does. He's very niche, but he's just not ready to carry a film, and that, I think this proved that. And he basically had a movie coming out called like I Spy or Spy or something like that, where he's kind of like mentoring this little girl that gets bullied and stuff, and there was even a trailer for it, you know, before this movie. That movie's getting pushed back to it says to be determined, basically. Like, it may not even come out. They may just take a bath on it or release it to Netflix or something, just because this movie's not getting great buzz. It's not getting great reception. I thought it was okay. I mean, it would have been really great to see as like a Netflix movie, and like, oh, that was a good Netflix movie, because the production value, like everything would have kind of like lined up for what Netflix has produced up until this point. But as far as just like a big production, like go pay $15-20 to sit down in the theater, nah, I'd probably wait till it comes out on DVD. Like I said, there's a few kicks in it stuff, but overall, it just kind of was like not my favorite. If you like Kumail Nanjiani's type of comedy, you might really enjoy it. I don't really enjoy dry, sarcastic comedy. There is some funny parts. It's just overall, they kept going back to the same well, and it just got old for me. So you can't win them all. Rent it on DVD when it comes out, or like I said, if you're interested in seeing it and you want to pay, you know, the theater price to see it, you know, I don't think you're going to hate it. So there's that. Until next time, guys, see you at the movies.